Ha 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 ha.
Who needs
Hello.
audio anyways?
Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Zeldathon show. I'm Klinkit, I think. How's everyone doing? Hope you all had a great day. For those who are new, the Zeldathon show is a show in which we talk about everything Zeldathon. In excitement as we get ready for the next marathon. Our next marathon is Zeldathon Forces, which, as you can see here, I'm going to point again, even though you all saw me point before, is our upcoming marathon. Starts December 27th and is our 10th anniversary and 25th marathon. I need like 4 monitors right now. This is tough. Anyway, don't mind my spooky lighting. We had a light go out. Today with me, we have a new attendee special. So we've got, let me make sure I can point properly. We've got Iylila right here, BonzTheBard, Monostache, and TabetaiCooking. Woo! So, without further ado, we are going to take some time and allow them to introduce themselves. And just so you know, donations are open. You can donate right now, right there. And our little fun incentive for the day is for every $10 or more you donate, I will randomly change the font that displays our donation total right now. So that'll be fun. And if you want to ask any questions for our interviewees here, you can go to zeldathon.net/ask, or if you really want to make sure I read your question, you can donate right now and I will be more likely to select it. Just kidding. Anyway, so let's start with Iylila. Iylila, tell us about yourself and how you found Zeldathon.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm Ilia. I don't know how to talk about myself, so I'm just gonna jump on to the other part of the question. I found Zeldathon through like back when Minecraft was super popular. Um, got into Mindcrack as one does, and I randomly saw that Super MC Gamer was live streaming, and I thought, huh, never heard of that before. Let's see what he's doing. And he was talking about Zeldathon. Um, like they just finished a marathon. I can't remember which one it was because I didn't see it, obviously. And it was my first experience with Zelda, actually. So I jumped into his chat, saw Tetra for the first time, fell in love with her as a character, and then started thinking, hey, charity gaming? That sounds really cool. I'll try sticking around. And then I watched um, Zeldathon Water, I think. It's been a long time.
I can't
So,
confirm or deny any of that. I didn't even watch it, Zeldathon Water. And you've been watching ever since?
oh yeah.
And I, a little birdie told me you've been involved in other forms of charity gaming.
Yes. Um, I have been helping out with Pokeathon the last 3-ish marathons, starting from Pokeathon Blossom. Um, there's actually a Pokeathon starting tomorrow, I think. Don't
Yeah.
quote me on that, because I haven't been super involved with this one, which I should honestly get on, since I'm technically still on that team. Anyways, um, yeah, so they will be raising charity this weekend in a new format, which is why I'm not like super involved with it anymore. And yeah, sorry, I'm not super good at the whole.
That's okay. No, that's great. Which is it's cool to hear like how how you found Zeldathon and getting into Pokéthon, and then I mean there's a lot of crossover with the people who are involved with Pokéthon versus Zeldathon, and so I think there's a number of attendees at Zeldathon who were or still are Zelda who were like originated with Pokéthon and then came to Zeldathon, or vice versa from Zeldathon to Pokéthon. So yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
cool. And you're not from the great USA, US of A, are you?
No, I am from Canada. I live smack dab in the middle of nowhere.
Is that right, eh?
Yep. I live in an igloo, ride polar bears all over the place,
Ah.
maple syrup, and other stereotypes, which I can't think of.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. We'll go next. We'll go to Bonds. Bonds, tell us about yourself and how you found Zeldathon.
Hello, I'm BonzTheBard. Some of you know me as Isaiah, if we've met in real life. Um, well, about myself, there's not much to say. I'm probably like one of the greatest people ever. I'm a friendly, jovial guy, and everywhere I go, there's laughter. So, I got that going for me, which is nice. I found Zeldathon completely by accident. My second year at MagFest, I we ended up splitting a room with Zelda Queen, TB for Good, Cortraction, Forsaken Panda, and Dill Cake. So there were 5 of us crammed into this little room at MagFest, and I was like, "How do you guys all know each other?" And Joey and Del Cake and Cortraction, Del Cake, and Forsaken Panda all knew each other from the music scene, and they were like, "Okay, well, we need to get together to split the cost of this room because hotels are 2 kidneys and a leg." And I was like, "Okay, I could split a kidney." So I asked how they knew each other, and Joey was like, "Oh, yeah, we do this charity marathon called Zeldathon, and Cortraction, super fun guy, and TV for Good and Zelda Queen, and all great people." And I found out that way, and they're like, "Yeah, we just finished one," and so I went back after MagFest and watched what VODs I could find of Zeldathon. And so I was really excited for my first actual Zeldathon to watch and participate in and donate, and it was a great time. But that was maybe 3 or 4 years ago now, 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know how time works. But ever since then, I met you, Klinkit, and your husband Basunify at
Was it Con Bravo?
Con Bravo, thank you.
I think that was the right. We've run into each other all the time.
Yeah,
it's hard to keep track.
Yes, we run into each other all the time. And then I was like, "Oh, but they're also I knew you guys from the cooking." And then I found out you guys were also in Zeldathon because Basunify does the music covers, and he was friends with Insane in the Rain. I forget what I saw collab they did, but it's just kind of weird how it all kind of interconnected, and it's been great to just meet everybody. As I go to the different conventions and stuff. And I see a question in chat from Grizzleby. How much of your popularity is based on knowing other popular people? And I'm going to have to be honest, it's pretty much all of it.
I'm pretty sure when I put down like a bunch of us recommended Bonds as like a great Zeldathon attendee, and when they were like, for why, we were like, he knows everyone and he's everyone's buddy and he's gonna be great on the he's just an overall great couch buddy.
TabetaiCooking has a wonderful story about meeting random people who know me.
Oh yeah, we're gonna tell that one. We're gonna tell that one for sure.
Yeah, but I was honestly legitimately surprised to have been invited. I wasn't quite sure how to feel about it, because I was like, "Oh, I have to go and be there." And at first I was scared, but now I'm just excited, because you realize there's a lot of people I don't know, but they're just friends I haven't made yet.
Well, that's a good origin story. Great origin story. We're gonna pass it on to Monostache and TabetaiCooking. I guess your story's a little intertwined, so we'll let you introduce yourselves and how you found Zeldathon.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we sort of started on the same trip, sort of together.
Yeah.
Because I started streaming food and drink on Twitch just as a complete shot in the dark hobby.
Mm-hmm.
last May 2018, and I did my first fundraiser for St. Jude Play Live that November because I was trying to deflect attention on my birthday, and it was a great success. I had a wonderful time. Got myself an invite to the St. Jude Play Live Summit that year, where I met a bunch of Zeldathon people. And I have Bonds to thank personally for the relationships that were forged in the fire of the Play Live Summit last May, because like somebody I met on day one name dropped him. It was like, oh, do you know this crazy guy BonzTheBard? I was like, yes. What? And yeah, that was how I met OMG It's Monica and Vidya James and Campy. So obviously I'd been friends with Klinkit for a while because she does the food and drink thing as well, and Amanda helps produce the stream, so we all became pretty close.
Yeah.
But we're like new, like we had never even heard of Zeldathon before about a year ago.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, we've done several things with Klinkit and Basunify for charity events, and we've had so much fun, and we love raising money for charity.
Yeah.
And like, I think that Zeldathon is such a great idea because it really like plays off of like people coming together and coming up with these like fun ideas, and like playing video games, and like all for like a great cause.
Community seems fantastic as well, so we're excited and honored to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
All right. Well, to mix things up a little bit, so oh, that's Sunny. That's Sunny.
Yeah, she's sneaking in here.
Yeah.
Sneaking.
Like, it's been 10 minutes since she's been pet, so.
Yeah.
So, when you get to Zeldathon, when you're a new attendee, one thing that happens is you get sorted into a team. The three teams are power, wisdom, and courage. Power. Anyway, but you guys haven't been sorted yet, and I don't know what the Triforce is going to give you for your team. So instead, to like help the chat get to know you a little bit, we're going to talk about Hogwarts Houses. And I'm going to those of you in chat who are, listening and thinking, you can use these self-descriptions of Hogwarts Houses to help, maybe predict which team they may be sorted into for Zeldathon. So, Iylila, we'll start with you. Tell us about which Hogwarts house you are and why. And, yeah, or if you're like one of the combination ones, like Slither, Claw, or whatever, that's acceptable too.
Okay. Well, according to Pottermore, I've done the quiz like 3-ish times. I am a Hufflepuff, but I'm also technically a Slytherin. I choose to be a Hufflepuff because at the time I sorted myself, I was very biased. And gosh, I don't know why. Though, like, anytime I bring up that I'm a Hufflepuff, like, I even remember this coming up at Pokeathon that people just said, ah, yes, that makes sense that you are a Hufflepuff. But I guess, fairness, kindness, all that jazz. But I guess, like, for the Slytherin stuff, like, nobody really sees it outwardly. That's more of, like, my whole subcategory of stuff that I don't talk about. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
No, I mean, Iylila, I feel like you're a very friendly person and, loyal and generous, and I feel like those are all really good qualities of Hufflepuff, so that makes sense for me. So, chat, I want to see what your guesses are for which team Iylila might be in for Zeldathon in chat. And we're going to move to Bonds.
Okay, so I already know the answer to this. It did get dropped in chat. I have taken the Pottermore quiz 4 times, and there is no deviation. I am Hufflepuff every single time. I don't know what that means. I've never read the books. But it's got to be pretty cool because I'm in it, and Ilyla's in it, so it can't be that bad, Full not the heroes, but we're the plucky underdogs. We always come through in the end. So, I mean, there's just there's no debate for me. I've changed my answers, and it gives me the same house every time. I was like, what are the other houses? Let's change my answers. Oh, you're still a Hufflepuff because you're a scrub changing your answers to get into a better house. And I'm just like, you know, you've got the main characters and then the antagonists and then the smart ones and then there's Hufflepuff.
But the Hufflepuff, like, you need Hufflepuffs. Like, the protagonists...
We do bring a certain humanistic element to the story, you know.
I mean, if it helps, it's canonical that all the Hufflepuffs joined into the Battle of Hogwarts to save the school.
I believe it. They're loyal. They're so
100%.
loyal. Oh my gosh.
I also think it says something very Hufflepuffy about a guy that's never read the books but took the Pottermore quiz 4 times.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty Hufflepuffy, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if Bonds has read the books, because I feel like we had this conversation before. All right. Let's move over to Monostache and TabetaiCooking.
So do you want to go first?
All right. So.
We've thought about this at depth.
Yeah.
Right? Like...
it's actually come up a lot lately because we're going to be doing the Harry Potter event. So the best that like I can say about me is and this is Graham's words.
Yeah.
I am a Hufflepuff that just thinks Slytherins are the coolest.
Like, she wants to be a Slytherin, but she can't fight her Hufflepuff nature. So she thinks they're just so cool. She's willing to be a fan, but, you know, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is fair. You don't argue with that, right?
No.
Yeah.
I generally don't argue with anybody, which I think also very Hufflepuffy.
That's true. For me, I, like Bonds, have taken the Pottermore quiz many times, and it's invariably Ravenclaw, which I think a lot of people... I don't know. I don't know if I come off as very Ravenclaw-y. Some people accuse me of being a Gryffindor, which I find borderline offensive. But, you know, like, yeah, you know, I'm happy with Ravenclaw. I'm at peace with it.
I'm also a Ravenclaw. So, we can be Ravenclaws together.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, honestly. Does not surprise me.
So, chat would like to see your predictions for all of our team members on which team they'll be sorted into, for at Zeldathon. I don't know what house Koos is. He's probably Slytherin or Gryffindor, one of the two.
So he's definitely Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. So, moving back into Zeldathon, what do you like when you think about your first marathon? And this could go a ton of different directions, however you want to take it. Yay! We have a $10 donation from Monostache. Thank you. I'm gonna change the font once I ask this question. But when you think about coming to your first marathon, and this could be you could take this however you want. What are you most looking forward to about the marathon and the experience? We'll start with Iylila again.
I just really want to meet everyone. Like, because it kind of feels like I've been friends with people for years, but also some of them don't know who I am because, you know, the internet situation and... Wow, it's been a long day. Yep, okay. Sorry, just give me
We
a
see you in
second
chat all the time. Yeah, so it's going to be cool to, like, you know, in person, meet you and...
Yeah. Oh, actually, so the first time that I got my invitation, I had a couple different people on the Zeldathon team start messaging me on the side saying, hey, are you coming? Because I want to meet you. And I got so excited that there were people who were, like, actually excited to meet me as I was excited to meet them, and that's really it.
Yeah, the people is definitely like a huge part of Zeldathon. Gosh, stop biting me. Okay. He's gone. He's done. We'll move on to you, Bonds. Like, what are you most excited about for the marathon?
Oh, spinning the duck.
That was fast.
Wait.
I have been looking forward to it since the first time I saw that duck spin, man. I was just like, one day It's gonna be me.
Well,
right there.
they did free the duck. However, this is the anniversary throwback marathon, so
Oh no.
part of me wonders if you may have your chance.
Oh no. My dreams dashed before they even took off.
So close to the finish as well.
Yeah.
So we have
But,
like the overall, Ilyla's like the overall meeting people, the real life, experience. Bonds is just wants to spin the duck. What about you, Monostache?
Sorry, she saw a dog outside. Hang on.
Sunny.
Oh no,
She's gotta protect us. Sorry.
that's okay.
Just come here.
Good dog.
Close those blinds.
Just don't look.
Is there anything else, Bonds, you're looking forward
Yeah.
to?
I, in all seriousness, I'm actually just looking forward to meeting all the people that I know again, and then meeting everybody else who I haven't. Seeing what the tech desk is all about, man. I want to scope it out because I'm a techie at heart.
There's a lot going on.
Oh man.
And I can tell you, by the way, people were asking, the original duck was auctioned off. However, as someone who has gone through the prop bins, I can guarantee that there are other ducks.
Just gotta spend one of them, man. Just once.
All right, now that we've got Sunny sorted out,
We're safe.
what are you guys looking forward to for the marathon?
I think from like a stream and event production standpoint, it's pretty enviable and admirable what the Zeldathon team is able to pull off as far as like just integrations and knowing how the system works and everything like that. Like I feel like I personally have a lot to gain by being there. He's hungry now, but I think it's also going to be really easy to be like super inspired with like such a nice group of people around.
Yeah,
So I think it's like
I mean, it's one of those things like we've only been doing charity streaming for just over a year.
literally a year, yeah.
And we really love it, and it's like really cool. Like with Zeldathon, like they have, like obviously they raise a lot of money and they have a lot of great ideas. Just like I feel like I'm just there to sort of soak in a lot of that, and learn things, and yeah, I mean,
Bring good energy in and like maybe pick up a little bit while we're there.
yeah,
That'll be nice.
and I'm so excited to meet Steve's dad again. Yeah, it's so nice to
Hero
the
of Steve
chance
Sylvania.
to meet royalty.
Yeah, exactly. That's fair.
That's the magic of Zeldathon. You meet so many new characters, and suddenly you are a new character as well.
I've heard and seen. Real quick though, Monica, we did mention the Bond story earlier.
Yeah.
Monica was actually the one I met the first night at the St. Jude Summit, who name dropped Bonds, and I was like, okay, I'm in good company here.
Bonds?
Bonds is good company. Everyone here is good company, but it's so funny when you can just like go somewhere and then like name drop, and everyone's like, oh. Yeah, I know that person. It's like I had watched Iylila in like all of her charity streams, and then she shows up in my charity stream. I'm like, oh, I know Iylila. Hi. Hello. All right. So Leah Light has submitted one question that which is, and for some of you, you'll have a lot more marathons to go through in your head, but what is, and I might know the answer to one of these, but thinking back on any bit of Zeldathon you've watched in the past, what is the most prominent memory that sticks in your mind? We'll start with you, Iylila.
Oh gosh, okay. So the first one that comes to mind isn't actually like a great memory. It was back at one of the house marathons, and MC was doing something with a master sword, and then like I remember looking away, looking back, and then all of a sudden MC is on the floor, and they ended up having to take him to the hospital, and everybody was freaking out.
Oh.
And just like that's one of the big memories I remember, just because I'm like, wait, what just happened? And I mean, he was okay, obviously, because we wouldn't have gotten to, Zeldathon 25 without MC being okay, but
Oof. Yeah, I don't know this story either. This is old lore. This is the old, like, erased from memory, never talked about again lore that we're digging it back up.
yep. Oh yeah, no, I've got all the old stuff in my head. Not like the original old stuff, because I think there was like at least a good 10 or so marathons before water. I don't remember. I don't know all of them in order. But
It all starts to blur after a while, I'm sure.
yeah, it does.
All right, Bonds. Most vivid Zeldathon memory.
Oh man, so you're probably expecting me to say something about spinning the duck, but you'd be wrong. My actual favorite, most vivid memory. So just to preface this a little bit, I always make time to watch the Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages streams because they are my favorite Zelda games.
Ooh, this marathon will be a good one then.
I'm so excited. I believe it was OMG, it's Monica was playing Oracle of Seasons or Oracle of Ages. I can't remember which one now. But there's an underwater section where you have to swim, and the whole area is filled with it was Oracle of Ages. And the whole area is filled with like whirlpools, and you have to like thread the needle through 4 screens. And she just couldn't do it. She hit a whirlpool, and then I don't remember how long it took us, on the order of like 20 minutes just to get through this one screen. And then I was like on the edge of my seat like, you can do it. I believe it's gonna happen this time. I'm rooting for you. Let's go. And then as soon as she passed it, like the couch was just like, yes. And it was like I was like, yeah, I was right there with you.
Oh.
You know, just trying to give her my energy, to get through that part. But I don't know, I think it was just because it was so late and everybody was tired, and it was just one of those things that should be easy, when you have full command of your brain. But, for whatever reason, it was just, everybody was just like, let's go. You can do it. Come on. Try again. Try again. Try again. Try again. We'll get it. Try again.
Chat's so
But-
kind.
Yeah. But that's probably my favorite moment. I'll always remember that moment just because it was kind of like this whole, the chat was united and the couch was united, and she was trying her hardest, and we were all just like, yes, it's gonna happen. So I just thought it was really nice how everyone just I don't know, kind of came together for that one moment instead of just posting nonsense in chat at 3
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, no, it's like, and when we did Triforce Heroes last marathon, and like we had been practicing, and there were certain levels that we knew we were having trouble with, and we like spent a lot of time on them, and then there were certain levels that was just like, oh, this is easy, we don't need to practice this more than once. And no joke, like we get to this one that hadn't given us any trouble ever, and we were on it for so long, and getting, this is like 6 hours into the game or something like that, and we're tired and hungry, but like we were like, we got to get through this, and like chat was supporting us, and like that chat support is just, it's nice. It's very nice.
Can't wait. I did volunteer for a 4-player run, so
Yay!
I'm looking forward to my own instance of shenanigans.
Yes, definitely. All right, Monostache and Tabetai, what are yours?
I was gonna say,
I think I know what yours is gonna be.
is it when I donated money and I was like, have Basuna5 play the pizza song?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, you mean do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm like, yeah, the pizza song.
Was this also when he was already Steve Sr.?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
He was royalty at that point.
So yeah, I think because the time slot was late that night.
Yeah.
But we wanted to show up, and you turned in the request. They saved it for last.
Yeah.
And I remember you had like just started to get ready for bed because it was super late.
Yeah.
And I was like, Amanda, they're playing the pizza song, and like, you came running back. He's doing it, like really like that pizza song.
Yeah. I was like, but soon if I will know what it means, and they were like,
He didn't have to think about it at all.
Yeah.
But no, like we've been pouring over a lot of old highlights and stuff like that too lately.
Yeah.
And like the one that jumps out is I don't know when it was. It was for St. Jude. Zach from St. Jude was on the couch. He was right behind the couch when this happened, but they unlocked like 8 games all at once.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Like during this big massive rush. It was really cool to watch.
It like kind of just broke the system.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Everybody was
it was
like,
really
what's
neat to see that.
Yeah,
So that was like my big like get hype kind of like
Mm-hmm.
getting ready kind of thing. I enjoyed that the most.
Mm-hmm.
That's super cool. Yeah, and like, especially since you two come from mostly like a St. Jude fundraising, like going back and kind of watching the beginnings of Play Live as well, and like with Zeldathon and like that growth is kind of really cool to look back on as well, and all the hype behind that.
Yeah.
Stash game is on point.
Okay, let's talk Zelda a little bit, and first I will preface with some of us are not, believe it or not, the biggest Zelda fans of the game when we come to the marathon. I was an example of that, where I had only beat one Zelda game, which was Twilight Princess, and that was what I beat that game during Champions, the marathon before the one I was invited to. Though I'd had Link to the Past and like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and I tried to play them when I was a kid. I just never beat. I was never very good. I never beat them. So, what is your favorite Zelda game, or at least of the ones you played? Which one do you like the best, and maybe a favorite character? We'll start with Iylila.
Tetra is my favorite character. She's the entire reason that I like Zelda in the first place, entire reason that I'm here in general. That being said, I've tried playing the Wind Waker, and I am awful at it. I have never actually gotten to the Forest Temple because I can't do wind physics at all. So I think the farthest I've ever gotten through a Zelda game is actually A Link Between Worlds. I actually prefer the top-down Zeldas better, just because I've also played Ocarina of Time and had the same sort of issues that I had with the Wind Waker. But for all intents and purposes, I generally say that the Wind Waker is my favorite game.
And you know what? If you could also sit down with our wonderful team member Gymnast 86 at this marathon, and he could teach you how to get through that game real fast.
You don't need walls. There's no walls in Wind Waker.
You don't need to go there. You can just go. You zoom across the entire map. Let's clip through that. You don't need that.
Sequence breaking. We're gonna go to the last dungeon first.
All right, Bonz.
So my very favorite Zelda game is a linked Oracle of Seasons game, linked from Oracle of Ages, and it was like I only had like 4 games for my Game Boy at that time. 2 of them were Pokemon. The other 2 were Zelda. So I was either playing Pokemon or Zelda at the time, and I played through. For my first game was Oracle of Ages. And I loved it so much, and then I found out about the linked game. I went and got an Oracle of Seasons cartridge, and I copied the codes. I had a little notepad, write all your codes down, to make sure you got to carry everything over. And playing Oracle of Seasons on a linked game, and it's such a fun world to explore because of the linked aspect. There are things you complete that can only be done in the other game. And at freaking, I don't even know how old I was, but Little Bonds was mind blown. He was just like, "This is amazing. This is the height of the Zelda experience," But that was really but if that may have been my favorite experience, But I always go back to like A Link to the Past as being like my entry into the series. Like many people my age,
Yeah,
you know,
me
we
too.
grew up we we grew up as me and my brother were just video game nerds the whole time, and we had a Nintendo. My cousin had a Super Nintendo. Then we had a 64, and we went from playing the original Zelda game that I don't even think we have the cartridge for anymore. Then to Link to the Past and to Ocarina of Time, and from Ocarina of Time, I was just like, we don't need any more Zelda games. We're done. This is it, And I'm glad to be proven wrong. So I will say, however, that Breath of the Wilds did rekindle a certain love of the exploration. I felt like a lot of Zelda games were missing, because they always felt a little railroaded. Spirit Tracks not included because it's an actual railroad.
Literal railroad.
But I tried to play through Twilight Princess, but it was so point A to point B, and you're just a guy, and you're like, I'm gonna swing my stick around and hit stuff.
Yeah, I think that's why Twilight Princess was like a good one for me to just finally beat, because it's good at that. It tells you where to go. All right, Amanda and Graham.
Yeah, about to say we have very different answers for this.
You should go.
I should go first. Okay. I think if your favorite is defined as the one you've sunk the most hours into, Link's Awakening for Game Boy easily wins. But I have a soft spot for Wind Waker as well, because I do like like Bonz was saying, the open world exploration type stuff is really my jam, and I love finding like mysterious islands and stuff. Like I spent a lot of time just sailing around in that game. But I didn't grow up in a home that had video games, so I missed out in my early days on a lot of the NES and SNES stuff. But I've played it as an adult. But it's the stuff you grew up with that you love. So,
I was very excited to talk to Klinkit because I was like, I have a confession. I've only played one Zelda game.
It's okay.
It's okay. I was the same. So my favorite is Phantom Hourglass because that's the one I played and I liked it.
You were such an anomaly.
Yeah.
I don't really know
purpose?
why I wound up getting it for the 3DS. But I liked it because you could like draw out the puzzles, so I really liked that aspect of it. We did buy a Switch like a million years too late, like 3 days ago. So we bought the new
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild,
Yeah.
which I actually think I'll really like because our old roommate played it and I would watch him and I'm like, yeah, this is a game I'd probably really like.
So,
But yeah.
I guess our answer may change.
Yeah.
If you like Breath of the Wild better than Phantom Hourglass.
It's very likely I will. But as of right now, that is the thing I can say.
A tough choice.
Yeah.
Phantom Hourglass, Breath of the Wild.
Amazing.
All right, let's see what else we got from. I don't know if this is actually Basunify because the way it was spelled makes me think it was Kilamags, but But what potential games could you see yourself running at future Zeldathons, even if you don't play a lot of Zelda, Iylila?
I have actually always wanted to play Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks at Zeldathon. I don't know why. It's just something I decided like 5-ish years ago. And then I started playing both of them. Never finished either one of them, but the sentiment is still there.
Sometimes it's good to just, and this is speaking from experience as someone who also is bad at completing games, is to just sign up for one, and then you're assigned it at Zeldathon, and you have to beat it because you're too stressed out and you have so much pressure that you can't beat it. That's how I beat Minish Cap and Triforce Heroes and soon The Legend of Zelda.
That Minish Cap run will always hold a special place in my heart.
It was a pretty solid run, even with all the shenanigans.
Oh, yes.
All right, Bonz.
So if I ever got to request one, it would definitely be one of the seasons, or one of the Oracle games. and hopefully a linked game, and I would just sit there and be like, "Let's go!" and I would play it on my Game Boy, But I guess I can't do that at a marathon because you have to connect it up. But we'll figure it out later. But that's what I would hope if somebody was ever like, "Bonds, you're playing a Zeldathon." I'm gonna be like, "Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons," and they would be like, "No, Minish Cap," and I would be like, "No!" But I just that's how I feel like it would go down. But definitely the Oracle games, like bar none.
It might be a hard thing to follow, like with what freaking Rom Scout's doing.
What's funny is we made a joke about that last year. I don't remember which game it was for though, but we were talking about I think it was when the Link's Awakening had first been re-released, and somebody was like, "I bet you next year they're just gonna have an old Link's Awakening and a new Link's Awakening on the same controller just to showcase how different it is."
That would be kind of cool, actually.
that was what I had called. But this Oracle thing, oh man, I'm ready for it.
Bon's just gonna be on the couch like for the whole thing.
Be like, "Who are you? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I'm just watching.
Just watching."
It's like, Bonds, go to bed now.
You're not my supervisor.
All right, Gramanda.
Yeah, I mean, I think the obvious answer is like, I would actually really like to try Four Swords with you know who.
Yeah.
Because like we're big on co-op stuff like all the time in our downtime.
Yeah. No, that's like our favorite kind of game. I'm actually super excited about Monica playing what is apparently the Left 4 Dead.
The Left 4 Dead 2.
Like, it's the Left 4 Dead Zelda thing, and I'm I didn't know this existed, but we played a lot of Left 4 Dead, so I'm really excited. But yeah, no, I think that'd be really fun. And honestly, like, I'm always like funniest when I have somebody to like play off of. So I always think that like playing something like that would be a lot of fun to like interact.
So maybe someday, Four Swords.
Or Phantom Hourglass, because that's my favorite game.
Well, you know what? It's not very competitive, I hear.
I'll be like, "It's my favorite game. Please let me play it."
I think there's maybe 3 of you.
Nice.
All right. So we have another question. By the way, for those tuning in, you can ask a question for our new attendees with exclamation point ask. There it is. Click that link, put in a question, or you can donate with your question, and I will read it. Also, if you donate $10 or more, I will change the font of our donation total to a random font with this Excel command I wrote. So, so if you want, we got some good ones in there. So if you want the web dings, the wing dings, they may come up. We'll see.
As a graphic designer, I'm just like, please let me see what awful fonts you have.
I have a lot of awful fonts. Don't worry.
My greatest joy is looking at like novelty fonts.
I'll take requests for fonts too, specific requests. So if someone wants to bring out the Papyrus or the Comic Sans.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So fun little tidbit. Today at work, me and a coworker were looking at getting some shirts made that all it said was, "Do you know the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?" But not the whole thing, just that question. And there were like 200 different fonts, and we were like, "This is too many." So we sat there for like, I think a total over the course of like 2 sessions, about 30 minutes going through fonts that I didn't even know existed. And it was quite awesome.
Fell down the rabbit hole of fonts, I see.
I didn't know. Like, I thought there was like 10 fonts, but there are not. There are 10,000 fonts. This is why I'm humble.
That's a donation.
Yeah. Graham will like. I will literally, when I'm working on a project, will have like a page of the same thing written in different fonts. I'm like, "Come over here and look at what one looks good." And he'll be like, "I cannot even." And I'm like, "No, see, this one's serif and this one's sans serif. Which one speaks to you? Please tell me. How makes you feel?"
I'm still not sure what a serif is.
It's little feeties on the words.
A serif is a fiddly bit on the letter.
Oh, now it's clear.
I like to call them feeties. They stand
Feeties. I like feeties. I'm never gonna call them serifs ever again.
They say feeties or sans feeties.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Did that change? It did change. Okay, good.
Let's go. Eat.
What a beautiful font.
Oh yeah.
Lower notification volume.
That's like SpongeBob font.
I can do my best.
70s like sitcom font a little bit.
Let's see.
Do not Google
Google
sans
sans.
feeties.
Well, heck, now I gotta Google it.
I don't know if there's a way to change volume on a tab.
Does sans have feet?
I don't think so.
He just has bones and shoes.
Yeah, he wears like sneakers.
This is very wholesome. I don't know what you're talking about, Basunify.
So that's not Wingdings because Argetlem, who donated $10, wanted a random font. So he got a random font, and he got Cat's Eye.
Cat's Eye. How does that remind? How does? I don't know. Like, who names these? Bunch of crazy English majors.
All right. So Leolite asked, what's something you expect to happen during your first marathon? I'm going to switch up this question a little bit and say, what is something you expect to happen but you would rather not happen during your first marathon? Who want? I'll give you if someone needs a second to think about it, but if someone has an idea first.
So, I've had an actual nightmare about this, so
Oh,
I'll
no.
probably just let you know. So in the documentation we're given about Zeldathon, there's a clause that says you may be asked to leave the marathon area if we think you need to. Not because you're being obstructive or you're throwing a temper tantrum, but because you look like you need sleep. And we need you to go sleep so that you can continue to be a productive member of the marathon. And I'm not gonna lie, this is about as good as it gets. I look like I need sleep all the time.
Oh no.
So someone's just gonna go to me like, okay, I'm gonna have to my administrator rights and ask you to leave the marathon area because it looks like you haven't slept in a few days. And I'll be like, no, that's just my face.
Be like, I just woke up, I promise.
I feel like woke up 20 minutes ago.
But yes, it's I don't remember I don't remember what the nightmare exactly was about, but being asked to leave the marathon is something I expect to happen at some point.
Oh no.
Because I will have just stayed in the marathon room so long, and somebody's gonna come up and be like, Bonds, do you know what day it is? I'm gonna be like, well, we got here on a Wednesday, so is it Friday? He's like, Bonds, it's not even 2019 anymore. And I'll just be like, oh no, what have I done?
Like, it's March. The marathon's been over for months.
It's like Bonds, we're done. The marathon ended.
But yeah, so that's what I expect to happen, but don't want to happen. So I'm gonna have to pace myself, even though I'm very excited. I'm gonna have to learn to be zen about the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for me, I'm just like, I'm not entirely sure what to expect, so I'm just hoping that whatever I do, because, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, this is, I've helped run, not events exactly like this, but I've done a lot of like events at conventions and planned events and whatnot. So I'm like, I think I have a lot of the skills that are needed. So I'm just like, hopefully those skills will be applied in an appropriate fashion.
Do you need sleep?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bonds just slept too hard and took it all away.
Go let
How
it
dare
alone.
you?
Weird. With my fingers. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
I dare with my fingers.
Killmax is telling you to go to sleep right now. Yeah, I think like to piggyback on the sleep thing, like going to Magfest right after and not being just exhausted.
Yeah.
Like,
You
if
will
I-
be exhausted.
Yeah, like if I could wish for one Christmas miracle, it would be that I can somehow muster superhuman strength and make it through Magfest without being tired. But it's probably gonna happen.
Yay.
It's probably gonna happen.
Yay.
You could take the 40-hour, or is it 50-hour energy challenge?
Are those cumulative? Do you drink one and get 5 hours of energy added to the?
Yes. So what you do is you take 10 of them and you put them into a cup, and then you drink the cup. First
Nope.
one to go to the hospital loses.
I'm out.
Oh no. No.
I do not think this is-
No. Vetoed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. By the way, don't actually do that. That's actually a terrible idea. That was completely 100% a joke. Please do not attempt this.
Just bad advice over here.
Oh dear.
Oh my gosh.
What about you, Iylila?
So, in a completely different direction, the only thing that I thought of was, so at the last marathon, I ended up starting a Jackson butt counter for the
What
amount
is
of times. It was the amount of times that I would look over at my computer and I saw Jackson Prody's butt. Like it happened so often that I could actually start counting it.
Oh
And-
no.
And then, like not his latest video, but like one
Oh,
very
gosh.
recently that I saw on
Oh
his channel.
no. Don't go look at
Also-
Jackson Prody's Twitter.
It also involved his butt. So I feel like something is going to happen at this marathon involving Jackson. I don't know what it is. I'm kind of terrified, but I expect it. I expect something.
At this point,
I
you just
guess-
you got to let it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's gonna happen. Jackson will do something. He will do something. All right, let's see. As a reminder, you can use !ask. Well, I think a mod can do that. You can ask a question for our guests here, and then also you can donate. Donate.zeldathon.net. All the funds go straight to St. Jude. We're just doing some pre-marathon fundraising before the actual marathon, Zeldathon Forces, our 25th marathon and 10th anniversary starts on December 27th. And as a bonus, I will randomly change, or specifically change the donation total font based on if you donate $10 or more. And if we raise 10,000 before Zeldathon, Super MC Gamer said he'll buy us ice cream. Ice cream. And Shadow has matched with a 3-hour pupper bento. Their puppy bento. They will do a 3-hour bento hosted stream, I think, if we reach that goal. So yeah, we're working to hit that $10,000 pre-fundraising goal.
God, Bento is such a good name for a dog.
He is
Plus.
He is a good boy. Yeah, no, he's adorable, and it's a great name. They did like the name reveal during last marathon, and it was just like, ah.
See, they want ice cream for bento in chat too. This wasn't just a silly Bonds idea. This is a real grown-up adult idea.
I think
that at least one other person has.
I think dog ice cream's a real thing, right?
It is. It's just like bland, plain ice cream
Yeah.
with like some peanut butter.
Because
I'd still eat it.
Yeah, I mean, because
but-
you think about like you're not supposed to give a lot of sugar to dogs, and I mean, honestly, I don't think dogs want a lot of sugar. So I think
I think they do.
I mean, I think it's usually like peanut butter might have like blueberries or something in it.
I'll tell you what. If
But
we
yeah.
if we get ice cream for the show, I'll buy some dog ice cream.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if someone wants to hop into Shadow Temple's stream right now, because I know he's streaming, and confirm if he will do bento ice cream as well during this 3-hour stream if we hit $10,000.
Mhm.
Bento Doggo ice cream. I am also willing to sponsor said Doggo ice cream.
I'll eat some
100%.
dog ice cream for $10,000.
That's not what we're. That's not what we're. About.
No, I'll do it though.
Yeah, that's not what we're talking about.
I mean, I think Sunny should also get Doggo ice cream if we hit $10,000.
She loves something like right now.
Oh yeah. She's starving, you know. Always.
It reminds me, I lived with a dog at one point who I loved dearly. Her name is Lucy. She's a basset hound, the most energetic basset hound I've ever known in my entire life, and I'm pretty sure she's a goat stuck in the body of a dog. She's eaten rocks, an unknown number of pounds of coffee. Oh, it was a whole bag of coffee last week. Thanks, Chris.
Didn't she eat your whole pizza at some point?
She ate my pizza. She pulled my pizza down off of the toaster oven somehow. I don't know how yet. She's not that tall. She ate a whole pizza, and she ate a whole bag of tortillas that I had freshly made from the store. So don't tell me dogs won't like sugar. They'll eat anything.
A dog of distinguished taste over here.
Yeah.
I'm actually still kind of sad about those tortillas because they were really good tortillas.
So
You can buy more, right?
Not of these.
The
Not
same.
the same.
It's not. Yeah, it's not the same.
So, speaking of pizza, I think we're ready for some controversial questions.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Oh, I'm all about controversy.
Yeah. Pineapple on pizza.
That
Iylila, we'll start with you.
I don't like food that tries to eat me back, so just no pineapple, pizza or otherwise.
It tries to eat you? I missed it.
Yeah, there's like an acid inside of pineapple that like the
Oh.
reason that pineapple like sometimes stings your tongue if you eat too much of it is because it's trying to eat you back.
This changes everything.
And
fun
now
fact,
Klinkit
it's
will
also
go-
in papaya.
Oh.
Do all fruits in Hawaii just want to eat us?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. That's why they've evolved so big.
Yeah.
They're strong on human flesh.
All right. Oh yeah, and by the way, chat, go ahead and get your controversial questions in. We're gonna do some of these ones if you get them in. Bonds, pineapple on pizza, yay or nay?
So this is gonna be a multi-tiered answer here.
I like multi-tiered answers.
I would like to state up front, first and foremost, that people are allowed to like different things. And that's okay. Diversity is the spice. You like durian, Graham. Don't give me that. Diversity is the spice of life, or something like that. I don't remember the real words right now. I'm tired. Variety is the spice of life, not diversity. They're like the same thing. But underneath that umbrella of everyone's allowed to enjoy the things that they enjoy, you can still be wrong about the things that you enjoy. And underneath that umbrella is pineapple doesn't go on a pizza. I cannot stress this enough.
Wow, I feel like this is a pretty like one-sided group.
That is because the Hufflepuffs know not to put things on pizza that don't belong on a pizza. It's like the weirdest pizza I ever had that I can also say that this should never go on a pizza was a prosciutto and fig pizza.
I love
that-
prosciutto.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I want to eat that though.
That's-
It was terrible.
Sounds more like a
That's so
flatbread than a
good.
pizza.
It probably would have been better as a flatbread, but
Mm.
we had it as like a deep dish Chicago style pizza
Oh,
which is probably a whole other topic for discussion that I'm not allowed to have on camera with Graham.
No, I will leave.
Like, see, but it was just like I'm of a solid 100% opinion. You can't say something is bad unless you have eaten some of it. And I have eaten a Hawaiian pizza, and I can tell you 100% God-given fact that it was a mistake. We shouldn't, just there you go. But I will circle back around to my first point. If you enjoy pineapple on a pizza, more power to you. I'm glad you found food that you enjoy.
So, you're a house divided?
Yeah, okay. So, this is America, right?
It's not America for Iylila.
That's true. That's true.
Inclusive.
But yeah, okay. Okay. All right. The thing is this. Pineapple and cheese on board. Pineapple and bread. Okay. Pineapple and tomato sauce. That's where I draw the line. That's like too much. It's too acidic. Nasty. I don't even want it in my house. Okay. But pineapple on a barbecue chicken pizza. Okay, I can negotiate for that.
Yeah.
But Amanda will take pineapple any way she can get it.
It's actually a really sneaky trick I have for when I buy pizza and I don't want Graham to eat it for breakfast the next morning. I'll just get a pineapple pizza and I'll be like, now it's mine.
Ruined it.
So it's a secret tactic. Although I do think we did an experiment and it actually is pretty good if it's not a tomato base. So like I think a barbecue sauce base.
Barbecue. Yeah, that's the best one that I've tried. Like barbecue chicken pizza with pineapple. I can a little red onion.
Yeah.
I can eat that.
Yeah.
Can I actually throw one out to you guys?
Go for it.
So there is a Swedish pizza.
If you say peas and mayonnaise, we're gonna fight.
No.
What?
It is a banana curry pizza. Peas and mayo.
We'll discuss later. That's a whole other stream.
Banana curry?
Banana curry?
I've had curry pizzas before.
Banana and curry, and curry on a pizza.
So
Like,
I'll stick to my guns and I will tell you this. I will try it. But I don't know if I'll like it because I like bananas and I like curry. But on a pizza, is it like the curry is the sauce and the bananas are toppings? Is there
No.
cheese?
Is it using banana ketchup? Because
That's like
No.
Are the bananas like,
Yeah.
do they like caramelize a little bit in the oven? Is that kind
I
of...
can see it with like dried bananas. You know, not
Yeah,
like
they kind of do that. So it's like
Yeah, what kind of curry though? Are we talking like a Japanese curry, an Indian curry,
A Thai
London
curry?
Thai curry?
like a sweet, spicy curry. I could see that.
I'd eat it, but I'd probably have an existential crisis after. Like,
I mean, we've Japanese pizzas, and those are the ones that use mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise and curry
mayonnaise
sauce
and
and-
tuna. Eel.
it gets wild.
Yeah. Corn is very important. And yeah, I mean, a lot of those are
A
pretty
lot
good.
of it's not bad.
Yeah.
The curry sauce one that we made was pretty good, but I probably wouldn't put bananas on it as my first pick.
Yeah, bananas is not something that I would think about, but I could see it maybe working in the right circumstances.
I like corn on pizza. I have to say, like some of the other countries when they put the corn on, I'm a big fan of that one.
Yeah, I think it's a natural fit.
Yeah.
Corn and cheese.
Yeah.
So my original outburst earlier, I apologize for. But the last time I heard Swedish pizza, somebody linked me a picture of peas and mayonnaise on pizza.
Oh, no.
And I thought that's where this was going, and I really just wanted to nip that in the bud. And I thought, peas and mayonnaise on a pizza? Why would someone do this? And it turns out it's because they hate life. And,
That's
you
your
know,
scientific findings.
Yeah.
yes, I put a lot of thought into this, and the only reason you would do that to yourself is some form of I'm sorry, Fandros just typed something in chat that made my brain reboot.
No worries. So, as a reminder for those in chat, if you do !ask, you can ask us more controversial questions. Also, you can ask your questions with your donations at Zeldathon or donate.zeldathon.net. Also, a $10 donation or more, and I will randomly change the font of this of our donation total. This includes if with your donation of $10, you can also put in a request. We have wingdings, webdings, all lots of great fonts out there. So if I have it and you request it, I will change it to that as well. So we're gonna jump back while we wait for some more controversial questions to come in. Let's jump back to actual what we're here for, Zelda. Actually, controversial questions are an integral part of Zeldathon. Let's be honest.
Oh, I'm all about this right now.
Seems like having a master list of those on hand at all times is probably a good idea for content.
Yeah, no, it's great content.
I remember the last time Tabetai actually asked on stream. It was one of the first few times I was on stream. He was like, "Does anybody have just like a lot of really unanswered questions?"
Oh no, that's
and
a rabbit hole.
master list. I have a master list of unanswered questions.
You should bring that with you.
So the very first question I ever asked in TabetaiCooking's channel was, "Is a hot dog a sandwich?"
Oh gosh.
And
this is a rough reference.
And that whole argument aside, I had a point here, but no, I don't remember where I was going with this. But it was supposed to be funny. But I heard hot dog is a sandwich and started thinking about it again, and
the siren song of the eternal argument. You just debated with these. I saw you control alt delete there for a second.
It's like I can't believe I said it out loud again. I shouldn't do this.
I don't know how many people are watching, and I did the hot dog thing.
No, we've definitely if anybody poses a question like that in our channel, we're like, a Bonds question, I see. Like the Bonds question, yes.
People come in and say crazy stuff like cheese is just milk loaf, and I'm like, I have to check, make sure that's not Bonds,
Not Bonds.
So, if you bring it back to the Zeldathon thing for a second before we get back into this rabbit hole of controversial questions. If you could no Mars Hotel restrictions, create and do some sort of event thing at Zeldathon of your wildest dreams, what would it be? And money's not necessarily an issue either. Like, what would your ultimate event that you would love to do be?
I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna answer first. And I'm gonna say dog show.
Oh.
Okay, are we gonna have our best pontificating voices?
Yeah, I like people dressed up and dogs go on a mini agility course, and there's a parade. Everybody claps calmly.
Yeah.
Can the dogs also cosplay?
Yeah, I think you have to. Legend of Zelda caps, and for instance, Zelda Thunder jacket or something like that. That could be great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So we could have Mojo, because the dogs would all become attendees at that point, and she'd have to knit them each a little hat.
Oh, that's right.
She'd have to get started now.
Yeah. Maybe they get a little bandana.
Oh.
Dog edition, right?
With the Triforce on it or something, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I just want to apologize for what I've done to chat.
Yeah, you broke.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. But I want to change the donation font, so someone donate $10. All right, next goal.
So I honestly would love to put together some sort of Legend of Zelda themed LARP to get however many of us all together and have it spread throughout not just the hotel but the city, and just do a big old scavenger hunt LARP, and then have NPCs be Tingle or You know, just like some random dude with the balloon tied to his waist standing on a street corner in a green jumpsuit, you know, who you have to go find. And
You get the postman just running around.
there's a man running through the city wearing a bunny ear hood. Go find him. But I just kind of thought that would be super fun, you know, because at that point it wouldn't even really be difficult because we have so many people who are so creative and so into the whole roleplay thing. But you know, it would just be something that I thought would be really fun to do. It doesn't have to be all of us, but it would be really cool.
It has to be all of us.
Oh, all of us then. But it would just be really cool to put something on that scale together, to have a bunch of nerds running around, you know, and none of us can talk because none of us have lines in the game, you know. Maybe, and then the only person who can talk is Link, and he has to shout "Yeah!" everywhere he goes. That's all he can say, you know. Yeah. But
maybe each player has like a fairy handler,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We could probably play it off the how many incarnations of the Hero of Time are allowed in the same place at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know we have Link, and then Linkle, and then literally everybody else. And everyone's like, "I thought I was the Hero of Time." Nope.
I'm just gonna say nerd prom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like one of the reasons why I love going to weddings is because I just get to dance, and I'm like, it's like prom, but I'm not an awkward high schooler anymore. So I'm like a confident adult that will dance really badly. And I just want the ability to do that with other nerds. So.
Well, fortunately, we do have the red carpet event at this marathon for the documentary release, so you can get your fancy on. Maybe we can talk MC into a dance floor as well.
Yeah, a little bit of a little cha-cha slide there.
Oh yeah, that's my jam. But Jackson's gonna have to cover the cha-cha slide. Someone tell him that. All right, Iylila.
So, the only idea, well, okay, so this has been talked about before. I'm not sure how realistic like it's actually going to be. That's why I'm mentioning it as my like. I want to produce Zeldathon the musical, like a full 2-hour production with an intermission and like a full stage. Everybody's like dancing, singing, full-on costumes. I don't know what it would be about, but I want Zeldathon the musical.
I feel like that's gonna happen one of these years. Like it's gonna take some time to get to that point, but I feel like everyone wants it to happen. and we keep getting better, so maybe one of these years we'll have like the budget to just go all out with a big old musical.
You know what? So. You know what? We're now, because you've said it, and now because I'm involved, we're gonna make it happen. I don't know how, and I don't know when, but now it's
someday.
It's gonna happen. Because I don't think I have ever yearned for anything before until this moment.
All right, Cortraction asks, Sharkleberry ramen or Baja Blast ramen?
Wait.
Oh, Baja Blast ramen. That's not even a question.
I don't even know what Sharkleberry Blast is.
What is
It's Kool-Aid, I believe.
Oh. Yeah, I'm going to go with Baja Blast then.
You got to go for the effervescence, I think.
I mean, I'm just going to say it. Neither of those are good answers.
But we want to know which one is correct.
None.
The only winning move is not to play.
Yeah.
I'm pulling the mom voice here. I'm like, no.
Can we get this on TabetaiCooking ramen special?
I'm going to go on record and say absolutely not.
Just put a little bit of a Baja Blast RA here.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Oh, I think I'm actually gonna go with Grizz in the chat. Arizona iced tea, ramen. I'm on
Ooh.
board for that.
Ooh.
Oh gosh, I just can't. I just can't.
It'll be very inexpensive.
As many
$2.
ramens are.
Yeah.
99 cents for the ramen if you're getting a decent ramen. The 99 cents for the can. Bam. There you go. I mean, I'm sure the caffeine will make it amazing.
But then like $500 to get your stomach pumped at the hospital.
That's why I said Baja Blast. It's like self-pumping. What? It has blast in the name.
That's pumping action blast.
So we have a flash sale. I'm lowering the cost for to change the donation font because I want to get some donations in here for our pre-marathon fundraising for our ice cream party and now dog ice cream stream. I think Shadow Temple agreed to have Bento eat dog ice cream on the 3-hour stream as well. So for a $5 or more donation at donate.zeldathon.net, all donations go to St. Jude. You can request or have me pick a random font to change our donation total to. And this includes webdings and wingdings and all those. I'm going to get some weird ones up here. So yeah, donate now. You can also donate with your questions. But in the meantime, let's see. Least favorite Zelda game from Hawkhead is the question. Least favorite. Ugh. I don't know if I have a least favorite.
The Adventure of Zelda. You just gotta say it. Everyone's just gotta kind of come to terms with it, because. Okay, I feel better getting that off my conscience. You guys are good to go now.
Yeah, I don't know if I have.
only have favorite game.
Your least favorite is also Phantom Hourglass.
Final answer.
I will say right now my least favorite is definitely The Legend of Zelda.
Oh, you know what? I guess I could say Ocarina of Time because I played it a little bit and I got mad that you couldn't jump and I gave it. Like many years ago, I was like, when I press A, I can't jump. This is BS. And I turned it off.
You know what, OC? If you're gonna be at Zeldathon, you will have plenty of opportunity to change my mind.
Navi Tractors is still the correct answer.
Navi Track.
Wait, are we including the Tingle and Friends games?
Sure. I think
In
those are
this?
special games though.
They're special, all right.
Was that a mobile game? I feel like I heard about it. Tingle and Friends? What was it?
Oh, the Tingle games they're something.
They're a trip.
You'll have to look up a video of it sometime. Ugh, lost my voice. That's a donation. All right, where's my notifier? Dynamation wants them wingdings. Also,
Oh, it's
who here would be willing to play the amazing point-and-click adventure game tailing a voyage through time full of comedy and romance called Tingle's Balloon Trip of Love? That is one of the Tingle games. Oh, we got two. Okay, we had one request for wingdings. I will let wingdings sit for a minute and then we will change it again. So while I'm working on that, would you be willing to play Tingle's Balloon Trip of Love?
Yes.
the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting some like real cool like visual novel vibes from that. And,
Yeah. It's on brand for us anyway.
yeah, pretty much. We played Dream Daddy together. I'm like, is it like Dream Daddy? I hope it's like Dream Daddy.
Oh, actually, I think both Killimags and Dynamation both wanted wingdings, so we'll just leave it there.
Yes. Oh, it's. I like this the assortment of documents.
Those are zeros, I think.
Oh, that's another one.
Fuzzy Wolf.
Fuzzy Wolf. No comment. All right, let's see what the random font is.
I don't want to be winged. It's fake.
We raised a whole
Ooh, it's an oldie but a goodie. An oldie but a goodie.
I like a dino nose.
Is that? No, it's not. Is it?
It is.
That's fans.
There's nothing. There's nothing comical about that font.
Ah.
I hate it.
All right. Let's see. So Leah Light asked another one, which I think actually we kind of talked about this one a little bit, which was which Zelda game was the initial Zelda game that got you like into the Zelda lore. I'm pretty sure Ilya's it's going to be Wind Waker. And I'm pretty sure Bonds is going to be the Oracle linked games with, what was it, Ages first? And then, yeah, we got Phantom Hourglass from Monostache. Actually, I don't know. TabetaiCooking, what would be, I guess, your
I mean,
lore
like,
one?
because I did the thing growing up where, like, I played Link to the Past at, like, a friend's house because I didn't have a Super Nintendo. So, like, that was, like, really my entry into the franchise. But I didn't really play one start to finish until Link's Awakening. So that would probably be the real answer.
Mm-hmm.
But the literal answer would be Link to the Past.
That's a good game, by the way. I like A Link to the Past. It's a good one.
It aged well.
It
Yeah, I
did.
played
It
that
did
one.
age well.
And yeah, I got into it. It was good.
So there wasn't actually a game that did that for me. I kind of looked at each game as a microcosm in their own continuity. I didn't really think there was a deep lore aspect until I saw there was a YouTube video, and it was just like how all the timelines fit together, and I went, timelines? What are you
Oh.
talking about? There are timelines, and at this point, I had never played Wind Waker, so I didn't even know what it was, and so I was like, multiple timelines. And and it was like a 32-minute YouTube video, and this guy was like create like the Pepe Sylvia meme where he's just like smoking. He's like, I gotta find out who Pepe Sylvia is. He doesn't exist. That's what this guy was like trying to explain the Zelda lore to me. And at that point, I was so enthralled that I just there's no way he's right. So that's kind of where my lore deep dive started, because like I said, I viewed each of the game as like its own contained story. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end. There doesn't need to be a timeline. We just have our favorite characters doing what they do. So, but that YouTube video just it opened my eyes. That's how like I almost became a little bit of a conspiracy theorist right then, but I decided that it was best not to go down that rabbit hole too deep.
And that was a $5 donation from Cinder. We just hit $13.52, which is exciting. It'd be pretty cool if we could. We've only got like a couple more minutes here before we're gonna start to wrap this up. But yeah, breaking 1,400 would be pretty cool during these last few minutes. And we got a great font now, so I don't even know what that is.
Whoa.
Man, I was hoping for papyrus, but it not
There was
happen.
no request, so
Is that a 9 or a 2?
fate.
Is it a 9 or
It's a 2.
I actually think that's a Q.
It's like an
Yeah,
L.
it's not 1352. It's 1350Q.
See, he knows what's up.
Yeah. Continue.
All right. Important question. It's the middle of the night, right? Pretty much every restaurant is closed. And I know many of you haven't maybe experienced the mythical land of Sheets. But you're like starving and everything's closed, so you got to walk to the Sheets from the Mars Hotel and get something to eat. What is your go-to gas station snack?
What's a sheets?
Oh, you will find
seen
out
him
soon,
on
young
TV.
Padawan.
Yeah, it's like a local gas station.
You've been to Sheet before, right?
I think so.
I haven't.
I mean, I wish it was Wawa. I miss Wawa so much. Sorry. I guess whenever I'm on a road trip, there's so many to choose from.
Oh, Cortraction was talking about this. He challenged me to eat 3 of the Big Maws.
Big Maz.
It's a what is it called? Chicken parmesan
Ooh.
on a sandwich.
Okay.
Okay.
But the
Ah.
parmesan is actually cheese sticks. So you got the chicken patty, the marinara, cheese, and then cheese sticks, and it's all in a bun.
Oh my gosh.
And Cortraction was just like, "Yo, you got to eat like 10 of them." And
Watch it down with
and I
10
was
5-hour energies.
no, that part of my life is behind me.
You drink them between each one.
Oh, okay.
And but yes, no, that's apparently what I'm gonna do with Sheets. Is I'm gonna go, "I would like your biggest Maz, please," and then he'll be like, "But that's forbidden knowledge," and he'll go to the back and he'll make me a really big sandwich and then hand it to me, and then I will sit there and eat it like the animal that I am in a gas station because I am hungry. But yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it depends on if I have to touch things or not, because I am a sucker for a bag of Doritos.
Yeah.
But not if I have to touch things anytime, or if I don't have chopsticks. Like if I have chopsticks, I'll just eat it with that, like a weirdo.
Do
You eat
not carry
chopsticks with
chopsticks with you?
Doritos?
Yeah. Or you like Cheetos? You don't get
Those are two
disgusted
very
if
different.
It is a little
Sorry.
weird that I don't just keep chopsticks in a giant mom purse. But maybe I should. So next time
Yeah.
when I have Doritos,
Now you
I'm
know.
like,
For
set.
your midnight Doritos from Cheats,
Yeah.
you can have chopsticks on hand.
We are definitely talking about my future, I think.
100%.
Yeah.
So
Beef jerky.
one thing I learned is you can actually get little mini police batons that extend, but they're small enough to skirt the law, right? So you can use them as chopsticks, but you can also use them for self-defense. And because they collapse, you keep them on your keychain and no one slides it.
Plus, they work out your chopstick muscles, so you'll be real strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, look. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I got this muscle right here. Look at that. That's the chopstick muscle right there.
Yeah,
Chopstick.
I can tell.
I feel like I'm just making a-
Everyone show your chopstick muscle flex. It's the chopstick flex.
Guess who isn't making it past?
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, it's up there. It's okay. We take a space shuttle to get to Mars. I don't think they have the same rules for the space shuttle TSA.
I will say though that I think if the hotel vending machine has Doritos in it, I feel like Doritos and chopsticks would be a fantastic late night goal.
Yeah, like you've got to eat the whole bag with just chopsticks.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for
Yeah, you've been
this.
training. You've been training then, and
Yeah.
you didn't even know.
Yeah.
All right, Ilya, have you been to a Sheets during your other marathons you've done?
No,
Oh,
I have been to Wawa,
it's similar.
and yeah, I've heard they're similar, but I've also heard, well, everybody fights on which one is better. So I can't actually say that one is better than the other until I experience it. But I have also been hearing about frozen hot chocolate
Oh,
since
yes.
like 2013. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to Sheets and get frozen hot chocolate, no matter how cold it is outside.
How is it frozen and
Yeah.
hot?
It's just what it's called.
Is it frozen or hot?
It
Or
is.
both?
Is it what temperature is it when they serve it to you?
It is frozen. So like at one point it was hot chocolate, and then they turned it into a slushy.
I
So it's
guess.
So they've taken chocolate and they've made it hot, and then they made it frozen.
I'm guessing it's sort of like the butterbeer that you get at Harry Potter World.
You know what? I'm with Ilya. I think we just got to try it.
Yeah.
think we
I
gotta
mean,
try
I'm so confused. I have to like.
it. Yeah.
What happens if you put something hot into it, though?
Is
What
it
happens?
heated frozen hot chocolate?
Yeah. You want to go and I'll order one frozen. You can order one hot, and we'll see what.
One hot chocolate, please.
Yeah.
All right, /Echo says, let's get that papyrus. All right, one sec. And a controversial
Yo.
question. If you could be any kind of tree, what kind of tree would you be?
Douglas fir.
Oh, that was fast.
Oh man.
I actually think about this all the time.
I'd be a Christmas tree because I love not just a pine tree. It has to be a Christmas tree. Very important. I'm gonna smell great, like a fresh car.
I would be a very old, very well tended apple bonsai tree.
Oh.
Ooh,
Ooh.
nice.
I have also thought about this, but mine wasn't as weird as going quickly. I didn't want to.
Douglas fir.
I didn't want to be like, oh, I already know the answer to this one. I've thought about it quite often. I'm glad to know somebody else has put a lot of thought into it.
Yeah.
Is it Douglas fir
Yeah.
Christmas tree? What is happening here?
Oh my god.
We deserve each other.
Oh, we're in love.
I was gonna say you're already married. You don't have to have anything happening here.
Yeah.
You should just be like, that's right.
So, I would definitely be a cherry blossom tree.
Another good
That's
pick.
what I was going to say.
You too, Ilya? Twins.
Yeah. Okay, but Klinkit is.
No. Like, just friends for life.
Friends for life, definitely.
Friends for life.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
So we've got, but we need to pair a bonsai with Bonz. I just got. Wait, was that a pun the whole time?
Yes.
I get it now.
So the name stems from the fact that I used to play a restoration druid in World of Warcraft, and I was in tree form, and so I called myself Bonsai. And I really liked the name and the aesthetic of a living tree, so he just kind of followed me around. And eventually I settled on BonzTheBard because I like stories, and it's also alliteration.
That's beautiful.
I thought so. Grizz, I will die in World of Warcraft as much as I want. I will wipe those raids. So, fun fact, I was actually the hardest boss in Ice Crown Citadel, for those of you who don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh,
Well, I
dang.
think we're
Okay.
just about out of time. If you want to get any last bit donations in, though we do have a glorious papyrus right now as our font, feel free to do so. As a reminder, tomorrow our friend and kind of sister marathon Pokéthon starts at was it 4 p.m.? I'll have to get someone in to get me the start time because I don't have the start time for when it is. But that'll be on the Jay Witz's channel on Twitch. 3 p.m. And which time zone? Which time zone is that? Eastern, Pacific? they're raising money for Direct Relief, which is also another wonderful charity that Zeldathon frequently raises money for. Eastern, 3 p.m. Eastern. That's 12 p.m. Pacific. All right. Also, Zeldathon Forces, hooray, our 10th marathon. Or sorry, not 10th marathon. 10th year and 25th marathon will start December 27th at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's 1 p.m. Pacific. And let's see, what else? Oh, so our next Zeldathon show, we're actually adding an extra bonus Zeldathon show, a special European-friendly Zeldathon show, because we've realized that these times are not friendly for our European viewers. So we're going to have another Zeldathon show on December 14th. So that's not this Saturday, but next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what time that is, European time zones. You'll have to figure that one out. 8 p.m.? I don't know. 9 p.m.? I don't know. So we'll have that one. There's also going to be one more Zeldathon show. What's 2 weeks from today?
The 19th.
The 19th. There will also be another one on the 19th. And I think Embassy's been talking about hosting one too, so there might be a fourth one. We'll see. And donations are going right now. You can still get your donation in right now if you want to. And this is for our 25th marathon, we are raising money for St. Jude. So all money goes directly to St. Jude. If you're someone who's maybe donated to the Tiltify campaigns, we use a different system from Tiltify, but it's still the exact same system, as in like the money goes straight to St. Jude. We don't touch a penny of it. So it'll just connect to your PayPal. And it was who asked that question? It was Brother Aaron asked if the donations now go toward the grand prize. I am not sure, but I will find out and make sure we let people know, because that's a very good question that we should let people know while they're donating before the marathon. And also, we're going to take a minute too. Thank you to chat. I know this was a little bit different from our normal Zeldathon shows. I wanted to make sure you guys got an opportunity to kind of get to know the personalities of our wonderful new attendees. So I hope that was fun. A little less event focused, a little more get to know you mixer focused on Twitch. So go ahead. We'll go around and each of you take a minute to tell us, where can we find you on Twitter or Twitch or Mixer, if that's what your thing is, YouTube, whatever you do. And yeah, and then we'll see you all at Zeldathon. Iylila, we'll start with you.
Okay, Iylila, you can find me almost anywhere with the tag or with a 101 at the end. I don't stream because my internet doesn't like me enough, but Twitter, Instagram, literally anywhere. If you see this, it's probably me.
And Bonz.
You can also find me on Twitch. I don't stream yet, but I'm trying as hard as heck to start. I even bought a whole webcam for this. See, now I'm like 2/3 of the way there. But you can find me on Twitter. You can find me lurking. I have like 9 Twitch tabs open on the daily, so I'm sure you'll find me in one of the either Zeldathon crew streams or a cooking stream at BonzTheBard on any platform that I lurk. So I don't think I have an Instagram, so it's really just Twitter and Twitch right now.
All right, Monostache.
My name is the same everywhere. I do stream on Twitch. Usually video games, but we are doing a bunch of crafting this month. And same for Twitter, Instagram, whatnot. It's mostly crafts because I do crafts and art design. So that's where you can find me for that. Also on his channel because I produce.
Yeah, she helps me run a cooking stream on Twitch. TabetaiCooking, spelled just like the thing down here.
Plus cooking.
Yeah. Plus ooking.
Ooking,
Yes.
plus ooking.
I think that's your Twitter.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my Twitter handle.
These are all the Twitter names.
But, we're normally live like noonish on days these days, and a little bit later on the weekends.
Noon
But,
Pacific, right?
Yes, noon
Yes.
Pacific, because
Yeah.
we're on the West Coast now, exactly. But I forget from time to time. But yeah, I do a cooking show, much like Klinkit's, where we cook together, chat together, and it's a lot of fun. So if you want to find us, we can hang out.
They're silly spouses.
Yes.
There's a lot of comparison to be made between,
Yes.
Fair assumption. So I don't have the ability to raid, because I'm not technically on MC Gamer's account. However, I'm gonna tell you all to head over to Shadow Temple right now. He's playing the Outer Worlds, and you can yell something about bento and ice cream when you guys head over there. So I'm gonna gently push you guys over there. Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and tune into Pokethon tomorrow, and we'll see you all. We're all gonna be in the same room together in just a couple more weeks, so that's super exciting. So have a good night, everyone. Thanks again, and see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
All right.